Data is the building block of sustainable growth and innovation. Through powerful emerging technologies, Hitachi Vantara is turning data into the most valuable currency of your business. Your digital future demands powerful and resilient infrastructure solutions that make your data agile and stable, accurate and transformative, accessible and impactful. To solve the world's most critical challenges and advance business growth, forward-thinking companies choose Hitachi Vantara. Hitachi Vantara, the data foundation. Data is the building block of sustainable growth and innovation. Through powerful emerging technologies, Hitachi Vantara is turning data into the most valuable currency of your business. Your digital future demands powerful and resilient infrastructure solutions that make your data agile and stable, accurate and transformative, accessible and impactful. To solve the world's most critical challenges and advance business growth, forward-thinking companies choose Hitachi Vantara. Hitachi Vantara, the data foundation for innovation.
Hi, everyone. Pleasant day to all of you. Now, before we begin, I just want to know how everyone's feeling right now. So do drop an emoji at the chat box to let me know how you're feeling. So I want to see those smiles. I want to see those laugh reacts, all of those hands and claps. All right. I'm glad to know that you're all doing good for today. And by the way, my name is Ella, and I'll be your host for today's session, Data Modernization for the AI Era. Simple, secure, and sustainable. As enterprises embrace generative AI, real time analytics, and data driven operations, the demands of the data infrastructure have never been greater. Organizations today need platforms that can deliver extreme performance, resilience, security, and efficiency all at once. In this session, we'll take a closer look at Hitachi Vantara's virtual storage platform, One Block High End, and how it helps organizations modernize their infrastructure, support demanding workloads, and turn data into real business value. Before we begin, let's look at our agenda for today. So, right now, we're doing our welcoming remarks, and in a few moments, I'll be turning you over for a fireside chat, and later we will be having a presentation and then followed by a Q&A for the session. And by the way, just a few reminders before we begin. There will be a handouts pop up on your screen. So feel free to download them because you will be using them throughout this discussion. It's going to be a helpful resource related to today's topic. And there will be poll questions as well that will pop out on your screen. So feel free to answer them. And later, as I said, we will be having a Q&A, and you have already used the chat box for the emojis. So feel free to just drop any question at any point of this webinar. And now, let me introduce to you our speakers for today. We have Mandar Bide, the APAC Solutions Lead for Core Storage Infrastructure and Data Management Platforms. Next, we have John McDevitt, Vice President, Core Storage Product Management. And we also have Ramju Dor, Global Solutions Lead, Core Storage. So, without further ado, Mandar, over to you.
Thanks, Ella. Wonderful introduction and wonderful start. So firstly, hello everyone and welcome to our APAC webinar from Hitachi Vantara. Good morning and good afternoon to wherever you are sitting and listening to this. My name is Mandar Bide. I'm a part of APAC technical leadership team for technical experts. I look after our core storage and data management and protection solutions for Hitachi Vantara. In today's session, it's all about data modernization and how it is make relevant for the new AI era. and how Hitachi Vantara is actually helping our customers and with our latest and greatest solutions that we are bringing to the market. Across all of our region, all of us know that enterprises are feeling the acceleration of generative AI, the real-time analytics, exploding the data volumes and more growth requirements, expectations from always on and resilient data or digital operations. It's changed everybody's demands. That is not really coming all at a time. Massive data growth, the new cyber resiliency or cyber threats, which are increasing. The new AI workloads and hybrid cloud adoptions are also changing the expectations from all the enterprises who require their data infrastructure implementations. That's why we are so much excited here to introduce our virtual storage platform one, that is a VSP1 that we call it, especially the VSP1 block high end. It's a next generation all flash NVMe block storage platform that is designed for the most demanding AI era and mission critical workloads. It raises the bar for the performance and availability to support the workload consolidations across any type of environments you have, whether it's open systems, whether it's have a mainframe environments, whether you have the new AI kind of workload environments, hybrid cloud, or any kind of a foundational platform that you have. Over the next 35, 40 minutes, what we are going to do is we are going to explore how organizations modernize uh, their infrastructure without disruption, how they manage the overall operations with the most simplicity, and translate their data into the real business values. In this format, what we are doing today is it's a roundtable discussions with our experts. So we have Mr. John McDevitt, who is our VP of Core Storage Solutions from Hitachi Vantara from our corporate, and Mr. Ramju Dor, who is our Senior Director for our Global Solutions at Hitachi Vantara. They will share their experiences. They meet a lot of customers and industry leaders. They know the market trends, what are the customer requirements in the new AI era, and how Hitachi Vantara, along with our partnerships with multiple ISP partners and alliances, how we all help customers to achieve their goals of data modernization, which are aligned with their AI journey that they're going. Let me begin our conversations maybe like with John. You are meeting so many customers, right? So what are the driving factors that are actually people are looking into data modernization today? What are the top IT priorities that disrupt the trends that you are seeing across the region as well as across the globe, especially around data, cloud, and the resiliency that is key for most of the customers?
It's a good question, Mandar, and the answer is varied as the customer base. There are certainly customers who are having difficulty with general data sprawl, where they have not instituted good policies around data growth and data management and are trying to get their hands around that. And so looking at modernization efforts there. There are others that did that a few years back and are now saying, how do we evolve those to better serve the future of AI, and what are we going to do with that data next? So how do I take it to the next step for more use cases? There are customers that are modernizing in order to deal with some of the challenges you talked about in your lead-in. Cyber resilience and general legislations around compliance and availability and recoverability is really driving a lot of people to look at how they've grown in the past and what they're going to do going forward as they see more and more projects coming in faster and faster with fewer resources to manage.
Yeah, I think that's perfect answer, and I think that was a good introduction about what the perspective market has and what are the typical priorities that the customers are having, right? Yeah, many of the people are attending this webinar. Also, I'm sure they will have the similar challenges and the requirements. So, John, how AI and real-time analytics are accelerating faster than infrastructure that can keep up? What pressures are customers feeling today in these areas? Any thoughts here?
Yeah, and it's a really timely question, because I would have answered it differently 3 months ago than I do today, given the pressure that we're all feeling now on NAND and the general supply chain concerns about infrastructure. So for people that didn't plan ahead, they're feeling a very definite crunch. And it's because we all are doing more and more with our data, making more copies for different use cases and feeding data pipelines that have high demands for low latency, high throughput kind of use cases. So doing all that data prep, getting those AI pipelines built, but making sure that you've got the infrastructure to support that. And I think more and more customers are looking at the outcome more than the parts that go into the solution. What I mean by that is they're buying the end game. So not worrying as much about the hardware that goes into it, buying as a service, buying solutions in a cloud-like capacity so that they're paying for what they get instead of paying for the infrastructure and then getting out of it what they can. So there's a lot there that is pivoting the way that customers look at how they invest in infrastructure and focus more on the outcome of that infrastructure and instead of the components that go into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. So basically, what you're trying to say is, because of these new challenges that are coming up, like supply chain issues and things, so everybody has no option but to modernize and increase the efficiencies, increase the new adoption of hybrid cloud environments, and make sure that they serve the business with do more with less, right? So that's a core typically these days. So it's no longer optional now, right? It's a foundational for survival in the typical AI area where the demands are going to be increasing day by day. It's not going to reduce irrespective of all the challenges. So
Yeah,
let me ask you,
you're either
Ramju.
modernizing for use cases like AI, or you're modernizing for compliance, or you're modernizing because you've
Compliances,
got to do
right?
something with your infrastructure. So yeah, it's no
Yeah, and
longer an
cyber
option.
resiliency also, right? So cyber resiliency, the security, overall, those aspects are really, really important. So that no option but to modernize. Yeah, so that's really interesting. Ramju, talked about these customer pain points and what the market trends and the demands for the modernization. So can you just connect the dots here? What are we doing from Hitachi Vantara perspective? We are announcing our the new platforms that actually makes it's different than, and what it makes different from the traditional infrastructure that most of the other vendors are, it was always there. What's your
Thanks, Mandar, and good morning to everybody. First thing is, the VSP one block high end that was launched in January is built mostly for demanding workloads, right? So where performance, resilience, and consistency are critical, especially in today's AI world with increasingly unpredictable workloads. Customers still expect consistent performance, low latency, and greater efficiency. And of course, 100% availability. If it's not available, there's no use. I can't access my data. So that's exactly what our active controller architecture delivers, right? It starts small, 4 controllers, and scales up to 12 controllers in a tightly coupled architecture. Now, to summarize this, right? So the question you asked, Mandar, is, how is it different? This is not just a bigger version of traditional storage. It is built for scale, speed, and availability that modern workloads demand.
Yeah, so it is basically aligning with all the new market demands. So it
Correct.
is not just the traditional the storage that we are talking about. It's more like a data foundation for AI infrastructure. That's what we should be calling it out, right?
Yes.
Which will have all these data growth that can be accommodated, not investing a huge upfront, and it or scale up and out as you grow, right? So that's kind of a thing, a scalable and which inbuilt securities and other aspects, including sustainabilities, and those are the very important areas. Oh, great. So
That's
that's
the
really a
introduction.
different.
That's the introduction of your topic, right? Simple, secure, and
Yeah,
sustainable. So
correct.
it's
That's
all
right. Yeah,
under that
that I
umbrella.
think. Yeah. So we all know that Hitachi Vantara's high-end storage is always the industry leader. And recently, there are a lot of reports are also coming in, and how Hitachi is typically now number one into the high-end data foundation space, and it continues the legacy. That's really great. One of the most powerful aspects is one consistent virtualization data platform. We call it as a common data plane, right? So, Ramju, can you walk us through what makes our platform fundamentally different from the high-end arrays? How we make it as a common data plane and common control plane?
Good question, right? This will take a minute for sure. It's a great question. What makes the one consistent virtualized data platform fundamentally different is that it brings the block, the file, the object, and mainframe under one unified data platform, right? So on top of that, what does that give me? It gives me intelligent provisioning. It gives me good load balancing, data governance, built-in cyber resiliency. John touched on that one. And the most importantly is the native storage virtualization, right? So what that native storage virtualization gives is customers can virtualize and manage external storage systems behind our platform, allowing them to consolidate heterogeneous environments under one control plane while extending the life of existing investments. So the way the analogy here is this. If you look at customers today or yesterday, they don't want a collection of disconnected tools and silos, right? So if you look at a bank application, as an example, you have an app where you can manage savings, you can manage transfers, you can manage payments, and you can manage card at all one place. You're not juggling with separate systems to do that. So in the same way, a consistent virtualized data platform simplifies operation, improves visibility, and allows customer to manage both new and existing storage infrastructure in one unified environment. So to summarize what I said was, so instead of managing many arrays, many storage systems separately, customers get one intelligent data platform that unifies data services, simplifies operation, and protects their existing environment, right? So those 3 points are very critical. Customers, they don't have unlimited budget. So, how can I protect my existing investment? They don't have a lot of people to manage stuff, right? It has to be simple. And plus, when you request data, it should be available, right? Data services has to be available. And that's where 100% data availability comes in picture.
Oh, that's really amazing. So basically what we are trying to say is the same challenges, operational challenges that actually remains in the siloed environment. We are actually removing the silos and making it a more unified way to manage your heterogeneous and multi-folded infrastructure into a common plane to make it more simplified operations. Oh, that's amazing.
Including
that's
in the hybrid cloud. I
So
think that's an important part. So as Ramju was talking, you hear all the services that you think of from any of the hyperscaler cloud providers, and we're offering that same set of services in a unified control plane spanning on-prem to public cloud.
Oh, that's really so. So these days, the discussions we always have, right? There is no more a centralized data center concept. The data could be anywhere. It could be on edge devices. It could be in your core data centers. It could be in a cloud. So there could be multiple things. But if you make a different environment, then it becomes easy from the operational perspective, right? It is difficult to manage. So if you are having a unified platform that could be on-prem, it could be off-prem on the cloud. Yeah, that's great, actually. Yeah, it's fantastic. Thanks, John, to add your extra comment. That's fantastic. So, John, when we're talking about this highly resilient infrastructure, right? So we are always talking about, and customers are hearing a lot about our guarantees. So Hitachi Vantara is known for a committed performance, committed resiliency, committed availability. And we have extended to that. So we're talking about, I think, 6 guarantees today, right? So can you just elaborate on what are they and how it will help customers and what make it significant?
Sure, of course. And I think you pointed out it is something that we've been known for a long time. The people that know Hitachi know that performance and reliability are the things that we hang our hat on. It's kind of fundamental to us. And to that end, we've had the 100% data availability guarantee that Ramju mentioned for over 25 years. So we've focused on that for a long, long time. Over the last several years, we've added a number of others as customers have been pushing in new directions. So we do a no questions asked data reduction guarantee. And that no questions asked is really saying that unlike some of the competitors, when if I promise you that the data set that you're going to bring is going to get a certain data reduction ratio, when you call up and say it didn't, I don't show up with a team of lawyers. I show up with media to make you whole. So no hard things there, no complicated signing process. We quote you something. If you don't get it, we show up with media. We have performance guarantees that are available as part of our as a service offerings. We've got sustainability guarantees that are there to show you that, part of the simple, secure, and sustainable, we are doing everything we can to drive down your energy consumption, giving you the most performance for a given energy consumption envelope. We've got a cyber resilience guarantee where we are scanning data regularly and able to identify anomalous data in snapshots and then revert from them to get you back to healthy faster. And of course, we've got our modern storage assurance, which allows you effectively to prepay for an upgrade to the next gen systems for a non-disruptive data in place upgrade to that next gen when it comes up. I think I checked through all 6 of those in there.
Yeah, I was just counting. Yeah, there were 6 like data availabilities, then efficiency. I mean, that is interesting, right? NQA, no questions asked. I think this is something is a very unique. So all these guarantees, by the way, are unique to Hitachi Vantara, right? Nobody else is giving so many guarantees, especially and sustainability. Who tells committed sustainability thing like how much your power consumption? How can we it be committed to the lower level plus the carbon emissions and things? Fantastic. I
And
think
like all things, there are terms and conditions with these. So, I'm not saying that everything is free, but our guarantees are all very short. So, they are human readable documents that are 1 or 2 pages long. So things like 100% data availability guarantee. I can't guarantee that your data will be available if you do single pathing or if you do rate 5. You have to do some best practice things to qualify for a guarantee. But if you follow the simple things, then we honor our guarantees, and that goes to sustainability. We'll tell you up front how the maximum load that a given configuration will run, and what our average and expected are on it. And if we violate that for some reason, we give you credits in our as a service, and we're extending that beyond into other spaces. So we really mean it when we say we guarantee something.
yeah, so that's great actually. But this is a unique thing from Hitachi, right? Nobody else is really giving those, and it means that we are really giving a peace of mind to the customers using the Hitachi, and Hitachi is known for that over multiple decades. Yeah, that's really great, really. So let me ask you both of you, right? So a lot of discussions on AI and hybrid clouds. They're now core to most of the enterprises today, as it's an important discussion for their strategies and how they plan their IT infrastructure and applications for business. How does Hitachi one accelerates our AI, help customers to accelerate the AI pipelines and provide seamless hybrid multi-cloud mobility? We know that Hitachi also launched a new unified management platform, which removes the silos and provide a common data plane. Any details on that? Maybe we can start with Ramju.
Sure. I mean, you hit the topics, right? You talked AI. I think John mentioned hybrid cloud. So it's a perfect segue question for the segment, right? So AI and hybrid cloud both depend on one thing, right? What is it? It's getting the right data at the right place without delay and complexity. Right? That's the most important thing. Data, right place at the right time. So that's where VSP1 helps. It accelerates AI pipelines by supporting high performance data access and workload mobility. That's very critical. So data for AI and analytics can move from where it's needed more efficiently, right? That's more important. And on the hybrid cloud side of it, it gives customers practical mobility options like cloud burst, DR to cloud, and tiering, so they can place and move data more intelligently across environments. Now, I got to have a tool to manage all that, right? That's where VSP 360 brings all that together with a common management layer, one place for control, observe, and governance across all data, right? That's very critical. So this helps remove silos, simplify operation, et cetera, right? So in summary, the way I look at it is the value is not only speed, it is speed plus mobility plus one simpler way to operate the environment. That is what VSP1 and a combination of VSP 360 gives you.
That's great, actually. So VSP 360 is not just a storage management tool. It is basically giving a customer a lot of benefits other than just in addition to the storage management, right? Including data mobility.
Correct.
And
So,
automation,
yeah.
orchestration. Yeah. So, John.
I would say you're in the right space there, Mandar. It's not just a user and admin being able to manage assets that are block or file or object. It's providing that unified API, that unified methodology on top of a unified data platform so that all of those data services are available, the availability guarantees are available, and you have one common way of operating regardless of if it's an entry-level system, it's a block high-end system, it's a file system, it's an SDS system. We have that commonality, so you do gain the efficiencies. You get the simple, secure, and sustainable, and driving at low latency with the performance you need for those new workloads.
Yeah, and I think one more point that adds a VSP 360 is orchestration, right? So it can automate a lot of these operations and integrate with the higher level management platforms or ITSM platform that a customer will have with a very strong integration with Ansible, right? So I think VSP 360
for your Ansible workloads, yes, very much.
It's a very integratable or consumable platform, I should say, right? From the customers, any kind of workloads that they have. Oh, that's fantastic. So I think this was a very good, I mean, we can go on adding more and more discussion points. This is really interesting. But just to summarize, right? So I think we have a limited time. So we also want to give a customer, all the attendees a glimpse of what we have launched and how it is actually going so that they can take the messaging back. Just to summarize, right? How we are doing the VSP1 common data plane, common control plane to give like a simple, secure, and sustainable platform across any kind of workload, including the AI workloads and hybrid cloud workloads that provides high performance, efficiency, availability. So with that, I think thanks for your time for this fireside chat, Ramju and John. I would like to now run a small presentation which will give our attendees a look into what the key salient features of our what we call it the innovation's most powerful data engine. And this is the introduction to virtual storage platform one block high end. So just wanted to continue with this topic, right? So Hitachi Vantara is a data company, as we have been talking about. Our customers today look us at as a trusted partner to provide data infrastructure that is unbreakable. It is very important word, unbreakable, that they can reply or rely on no matter what, with the guarantees that Hitachi Vantara offers. That's why so many of the fault tolerant vertical markets, including the core banking kind of applications, the more core mission critical applications are sitting on top of Hitachi's infrastructure platform, especially all the banking, all leading banks, maybe we can say 8 out of 10 banks, 9 out of 10 top 10 health providers, manufacturers, and almost all the telcos and insurance houses use Hitachi platform. So we are clearly have established a trust with our customers and partners. So we're talking about when we are building a platform, we actually help customers to modernize the digital core. And that the four key pillars that we talked about, including the trusted data platform, then we have the hybrid cloud into mind when we are providing this infrastructure. We have AI in mind to provide AI ready infrastructure, and all, of course, the simplicity into your operational management to reduce your operational costs. That are the key things that we introduce with our platforms. So last year, around beginning of the last year, Hitachi Vantara announced and delivered our mid-range enterprise platform, our virtual storage platform one block, which a strategy that unifies the data infrastructure that may require your block, file, and object, or mission critical, or your existing storage, legacy storage devices that you already have. So we unify that to provide a common data plane. And now the legacy continues with our high end. So we have in January, we introduced our virtual storage platform, one block high end platform, which actually goes beyond this lower end. It's a very highly scalable. It's a innovative, self-service driven, autonomous data platform that brings together um, the best of enterprise storage and the agility of the scalability all the way from on-prem to the cloud. Featuring this single data plane, we also provide a flexible, scalable, and agile data platform, which could be sitting onto your appliance and your data centers, or it could be in a software-defined way, which could be sitting on your existing Intel-based servers on your industry, or it could be lying on the public cloud. We do support all the three hyperscalers, whether it's Amazon, AWS, or Google Cloud, or onto uh, the Microsoft Azure cloud. So we provide you a same resilient basic storage foundational platform in any of the flavors. With its ease of management with our control plane, a single control plane to manage all these things. We have VSP360, as we just discussed about. It's an enterprise observability platform. And we enhanced all of our APIs to which can be consumed at many levels, which could be consumed by whether it's a hybrid cloud environment, whether it's a private cloud environment, on-prem environments, or it could be a mission critical applications, it could be an analytics platform. So any applications that we use, the Hitachi VSP1 actually can be sitting. So it's a simple, secure, and highly sustainable platform that Hitachi brings you. So now we are introducing our latest and greatest virtual storage platform, one we called as a BHE, block high-end platform. It enhances performance to almost 1.5 times compared to our existing high-end, which is already highest in the industry. It can scale up to 18 petabytes of capacity within a single system, all flash and VME. It has a highly scalable from 4 to 12 controllers, tightly coupled scale out platform, which will offer you, as you grow, the environment can have scalability maintained. It's a simplified provisioning. So let me run a quick video that will introduce you to this. It's just a short video that will give you an
Performance, efficiency, and security. These are not just goals, they're expectations. Hitachi Vantara continues by introducing the VSP1 Block 85, the next generation of enterprise storage, built to power the future of digital infrastructure. At its core, the Block 85 features next generation hardware architecture, engineered for resilience and scalability. Experience new levels of performance and efficiency. With advanced data reduction and compression technologies, organizations can store more data in less space, achieving greater density and lower costs without compromising speed or reliability. The VSP1 Block 85 integrates enterprise-grade encryption, secure backup protection with true immutability, and zero-trust readiness, ensuring your data is protected from the core to the cloud, while offering bolt-on services that detect data corruption and malware on your primary storage platform where you need it most. And with hybrid cloud integration, data mobility becomes seamless, extending enterprise storage to the cloud and in between clouds with the same reliability and control you expect on-premise. The VSP1 Block 85 redefines simplicity in enterprise storage management. With its new simplified embedded management interface, administrators can configure, monitor, and optimize storage systems directly from an intuitive, browser-based dashboard. No external tools required. Automate and orchestrate this new platform with Ansible, enabling seamless provisioning, configuration, and lifecycle operations through code-driven workflows. Managing storage at scale has never been more efficient or consistent. With Hitachi VSP360, gain control and end-to-end visibility across your entire storage environment. From performance and analytics to predictive insights, empowering IT teams to make faster, smarter decisions based on real-time intelligence. Hitachi VSP1 Block 85, built for the next generation of enterprise. Performance, efficiency, security, simplicity. Now with sustainability leading technology in enterprise, all unified in one powerful platform.
Wow. So that was just a quick introduction, just to reiterate some of this messaging, right? When we talk about the enterprise class, typically customers see that it's more complex, it's a very highly expensive, it's a long deployment cycle, etc. Right? It's not. So we are changing that the definition for enterprise cloud platform. So it's a highly scalable VSP1 that Hitachi brings out, right? So it's to start so very small, like a 2U system, all the way to a multi-controller 18U system. As you grow, it can be grows as per what your application demands. All the way from 6 nines of availability, all the way to 8 nines of availability or uptime built into the system. So depending on your performance criteria, your scalability criteria, the right model can be chosen so that you don't have to spend more if you really don't need it. And when you want to grow, it can automatically take you to that level without really much of a cost involved. So performance is all the way up to 50 million. So you can actually grow or choose the right platform wherever makes more relevant to your environment. So it's a highly flexible architecture. It's highly reliable. It's the fastest onto the current available solutions in the market, and it's scalable all the way from 2 controllers with our tightly coupled or with our loosely coupled clustered systems that can scale all the way up to 130 controllers in the single system. So that's a massive scalability that offers. With the platform, it's unbreakable core. Why Hitachi Enterprise, although it's a smaller to the larger one? Any models you have from Hitachi, it can go with the 6 warranties or 6 guarantees, as we discussed earlier about, right? 100% data availability guarantee on the left, which is actually a legendary for us. We are offering that over 2 decades. John mentioned about 25 years we have been giving that guarantee to the customers to make it more peaceful mind for customers and most reliable. No questions asked efficiency guarantees all the way up to 4:1, which is no questions asked. So we'll not ask customers that if they don't achieve it, why they are not achieving it. Once we are committed, we are committed. We'll remediate if it is not achieving that performance. Sustainability guarantee is our sustainability commitments to the society and to your environment, your data centers, that with our services, if you include our Everflex services, then we will ensure that the sustainability maintains as per what is committed in terms of your carbon emissions as well as your power consumptions. Similarly, with the performance SLA guarantee with our managed services and Everflex program, we'll ensure that whatever it takes, what are the committed performance in terms of response times or IOPS or any other SLAs you define, we adhere to that. If we don't do any of these achieve, there are penalties which are Hitachi Vantara is liable to get your remediation back. Similarly, we have introduced our cyber resiliency guarantee now, which will ensure that if we will protect your environment. If there is cyber attack happens, we'll also do the scanning all the way up to 99.99% of the malware can be detected. If it is not detected, we provide services to recover your environment if any malware or cyber attacks or ransomware attacks. With modern storage assurance, we assure the customers that when the next generation will come in, to extend the life of the system, to make it more sustainable, we'll do the data in place upgrades to the next generation without really the need of data migration, so that your overall efforts to getting or adopting the new platforms or future platforms will be easier. So it's the uniqueness from Hitachi that we offer these 6 guarantees to all our customers who are acquiring VSP1 product line. Not necessarily only block, but it extended to our object and the files as well, the common data platform. So Hitachi is known for or made for the built-in mission-critical workloads. It's the highest storage or reliable storage in the industry today, with 6 to 9, 8 nines of time availability. We offer 100% data availability guaranteed for a customer with a contractual obligation. We provide business continuity, always on infrastructure with our multiple storage-based replication, which are really a differentiating factor, especially on the asynchronous replication with the metro storage clustering with our global active device. They are making a big difference compared to other solutions available in the market. And we also provide multi-site disaster recovery. We are one of the highest number of installations for having the 3DC zero data loss solutions in many parts of the world. And now we are with the new block high-end platform, we are also committing to a 4-way DR, having 2 synchronous replications and replicated with asynchronous in between. So we'll always make sure that you will have a highest availability maintained for your business critical applications. We are, as I reiterated, it's 100% data availability guaranteed for the customers. And what Don mentioned, it's a small document that we'll send you, which has a standard terms and condition, without the need of having the replication or anything. This guarantee is given for a single storage system that is running, of course, with some best practices like dual parity requirement for the drives, plus redundant paths required all the way from host to storage. Obviously, that has to be there, right? Because that is beyond the storage's control. But whatever the data goes into the storage, we are committing that it is not going to be lost anytime. It's always available for you to use. We are extended our cyber resiliency guarantee with our partner with the Hitachi CyberSense offering, which will not only, so with the core technology, we do immutable snapshots. We extended that with our Hitachi CyberSense, which will not only just protect the data, but it will also detect any malware that could be possibility there onto your production environments. Again, these solutions can be complemented with your backup-based solutions, so that backup will have a larger use cases, but it will take more RPO and RTO. Whereas this solution, which will primarily focusing in your core applications, your business critical or crown jewel kind of applications on a production environment, to make sure that if by any unfortunate event, if cyber attack happens, Hitachi commits a recovery of your good data set within seconds or minutes. That's the guarantee which Hitachi gives you with the cyber resiliency guarantee on our VSP1 platforms. VSP 360, again, as Ramchu illustrated about, it's a common control, observe, and govern use cases that are required for most of the IT organizations where you want to do the fleet management across multiple devices, your environment, whether it's a Hitachi or virtualized environment, including a third party, whether it's a block file, object, cloud, appliance, anything that can be single console management for your entire data infrastructure. It provides you data protection built into that, so you can do immutable snapshots, you can do replication, orchestration. It's a AI observability, so it is not just giving a reporting, performance reporting, but it will also give you the insights on what's happening on your infrastructure. Where are the bottlenecks? Which are the areas that could potentially be harming your applications from performance and availability point of view? So it's a very highly analytical platform that VSP 360 offers you. We are also building up in coming days the data governance along with our object storage, VSP virtual storage platform on object. We are building up data governance along with the PII discoveries and monetize your data sets from the object storage platform. We are offering infrastructure as a service platform also along with our managed services. So they are also going to be using the same platform. So there is no multiple tools to be deployed in your environment. So a single tool will cover all these use cases. And of course, the infrastructure as a code with our modern APIs that we are making available to the customers from the higher level consumption point of view with Ansible, Terraforms, etc. So that is making your entire VSP1 block file object or a mainframe or a SDS, any kind of environments, more consumable and more adaptable to your business applications. So with that, just wanted to wrap up this with the Hitachi advantages. So Hitachi Virtual Storage Platform 1 is an integrated platform for all of your workloads across your core to the edge to core to cloud data ingestions wherever, or data storage wherever you are keeping it. It gives a simplified operation with our unified control and automated autonomous operations and integrations with the higher level things with our strong edge infrastructure as a code offerings, which are built into the system. It's the highest resiliency, maintaining highest availability, highest level of data protection, and an integrated security that is a very critical for modern environments, which are bound to have a lot of attacks. So high integrated security is a very important aspect. Of course, the sustainability is also there, native and built in. And it's a cloud integrated, so it provides your seamless mobility options from your on-prem to the cloud with the same control plane. And it could be on a cloud, could be onto the different hyperscalers. With that, we can now get some question answers. So I'll hand it over back to Ella, our host, and we can take Q&As now.
Thank you so much for that very insightful session. And of course, at this point, I can see that we have a lot of questions already. So before we begin the Q&A, I'd like to call over once again John and Ramju to join us here on the stage to answer the questions along with Mandar. So, if we could just have all of our speakers with us today. And of course, by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them even until this point, because we will be answering all of them. So, I have all of the speakers with me right now, and I will turn it over once again to Mandar to facilitate this discussion of the Q&A. Over to you.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much. I'm just opening up the questions. Yeah, so there are many questions. Of course, we will not be able to answer all of them, but I'm sure we will be getting the questions which are not answered in this session because of the timing, right?
I saw several go by, Mandar, while you're looking
Yeah.
at them, asking about immutability and cyber resilience solution. And I think it got talked about in the video a little bit, but I'll just reiterate that with VSP1 block, both the high end that we just GA'd and the mid-range offerings that came before, as well as our previous generations, we supported our thin image advanced snapshot capability that has immutability directly on that. So we can do massive scale with very fast recovery and immutability from 1 hour all the way out to a couple of years. So yes, we of course have immutability, and we work with, we have integrations with CyberSense to do scanning of those immutable snapshots to detect any kind of malware that would come into the environment, alert you to that, and point at clean snapshots that are recoverable.
Yeah. Thanks, Ramju. So have you flagged any questions, Ramju? Oh, sorry, it was John.
we look alike, no problem.
Didn't flag them. I just saw them kind of going by.
Okay. Yeah.
Different tool than I'm used to. So,
John, if you want to touch, I think there were a lot of 4DC questions. It's a future thing, right?
Yeah. So that's a good topic. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Ramju. I think, can you touch base upon the multi-data center replication, John, for everybody's benefit?
So today we support global active device that got mentioned, which is our active-active bidirectional replication. We have true copy that is a synchronous 2 data center replication, and we've got our universal replicator, which is our asynchronous long distance replication. We can combine some of those together today and do 3DC models. For example, GAD with universal replicator is a very common deployment. What we're going to be releasing is global active device for high availability in a region, and then universal replicator with a delta resynchronization to get you out of region. And in that remote region, instead of just having a single DR copy, we'll be able to run another global active device in that space. So customers that are looking to fail over and fail back for compliance reasons or for any other kind of use case where they might run half the time in one region and half the time in another region, will be able to do that while maintaining high availability within that region. So coming soon for open systems and already supported for mainframe.
Great, thank you. I think something related, I mean, they're asking about for the synchronous replication, data is written in both primary and DR site at the same time. In that scenario, what is the maximum supported distance from the two sites? Also, what are the recommended latency and bandwidth?
So I would say that normally what is supported is farther and slower than a customer's application will tolerate. So what we will support is much farther than your users will tolerate the laws of physics doing synchronous replication. Depending on what the network infrastructure is and whether we can do some of the kind of networking tricks like a single round trip options, we'll say 100 kilometers or 300 kilometers, but those are more guidelines than hard limits. It really does become a matter of once you're over 100 kilometers, applications start having problems and customers have concerns about their performance.
Yeah. So
and instead, the other component of that is people they ask for synchronous replication at distance because they're worried about data loss. Universal replicator, our asynchronous replication, is the lowest RPO asynchronous replication that is available today. We're constantly pulling and settling records as they were written instead of periodically batching and sending. That drives a more consistent network requirement instead of a spiky one, and it keeps us at the lowest RPOs. So we have the least impact to your production applications with the lowest RPO capable.
Yeah, thanks. I think, in short, the technology allows you to go further distance for sync, but the application should sustain that, right? So we can go as low as maybe like 20 milliseconds and over 500 kilometers from the theoretical point of view. But I mean, we had demonstrated that, but it's all about what is the response time or the RTT, which actually is acceptable to the application, right? So that's what it matters, especially the synchronous. And it's a good answer what you said, right? Even on the asynchronous replication is a near zero RPO. So in those cases, if a customer worried about the performance or latencies, I think they can still go with the asynchronous with the lowest RPO. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. There are so many other questions, especially on the unified storage, right? So if you want to touch, Ramju, a little bit
I
on
would,
that.
we can touch on it. This is interesting because this is hard up for Hitachi, right?
Yeah.
The question from Hemant was, if we migrate from our existing non-Hitachi storage to Hitachi, what tools are available? Right, so we touched on it. There are a couple of ways. Now, if you have a VM environment, you can always do vMotion. That's not it's not a differentiation factor. But when we talked about the virtualization part of it, our storage, all the storage systems have built-in virtualization capability that we can virtualize your external storage. It takes a reboot downtime because I got a rezone, and once that's done, you can migrate the data from your non-Hitachi storage to Hitachi storage whenever it's convenient, right? So the migration part or moving data part is non-disruptive.
Yeah. Thanks, Ramju. I think we have just a couple of seconds only remaining, so maybe we can take one more question. And they're talking about the mobility, cloud mobility, right? So how do we do the cloud mobility?
That same asynchronous replication that I was talking about is supported between our on-prem block appliance and our software-defined storage block appliances running in the major hyperscalers. So we can do cloud mobility through disaster recovery style replication. We've got options as well in object space, and we've got a big a big toolbox for kind of meeting whatever the particular customer use case is.
Yeah. So basically, we use the native replication basically to have it's a seamless, so that the same data exactly as an identical copy will be moved into the cloud, right? So there is no encapsulation, there is no changing of anything, any bits there. So it's exact copy of the data that will actually can go from on-prem to cloud. Yeah. I think Kiran is asking one question many times. His VSP has inbuilt NAS feature. So just to short answer, VSP, again, it's not about a single unified device that we're talking about, right? So there are a lot of limitations to a single device that has block and file, especially consuming the resources, not really getting to the desired outcomes with a single device. So what we have, underlying data platform will be block storage, and if you want a file or an object interface on top of it, we have a gateway approach, so that your committed performance, the full performance on the block, full performance on the file, and full performance on the object storage. So that's our unified storage strategy, and all will be managed from a single VSP 360 observability and management platform. So there is no built-in NAS, you can say, for that matter, because we don't want to get the same resources to be split and get into the issues with. Yeah, I think we are right on the top of the hour. So Ella, do we continue or what's the plan?
Hi, everyone.
We can answer one more from Deepak. Does Hitachi VSP leverage AI or predictive analytics for capacity planning, performance optimization? Yes. The simple answer is yes. VSP 360 has built-in um, uh, analytics capability. It gives you workload analysis. For example, I can put saying, I want to provision 100 terabytes. Uh, pick a appropriate storage system. It does pick depending on your growth. It does pick depending on your capacity and your processor performance, right? So yes, we have capability on that one. We will be adding more algorithms into it, like anomaly detection with robust algorithms, machine learning algorithms. Plus, on the performance aspect too, right? Linear regression, it doesn't give you a accurate projection of for performance. Capacity is good enough, for performance it's not. So there are different models we're thinking about and trying to modify and improve that predictive analytics part of it.
Hey, thanks, Ramju. I think that was a good answer. Yeah. Ella, back to you.
Thank you once again to all of our speakers for today. Thank you to Mandar, John, and Ramju, and of course for answering our questions. As much as we want to be here all day to answer all of your questions, we do have limited time. So for all of those who have unanswered questions, or if you do have any more questions you have in mind, please feel free to reach out to us. Get in touch with us with the contact details shown on the screen. I believe that we already have our contact details. Yes, we have it here on our screen. So do take a screenshot of that and take note of that, and feel free to reach out once again to us. And before we close, we would like to remind you all that a recording of today's session will be made available soon, and you will be getting an email shortly. This has been your host, Ella Gomez, and we look forward to welcoming you back in our upcoming webinars. Thank you and bye. All right, so we have come to the lucky draw portion of the webinar. So thank you so much for staying with us, and of course for being very engaged in our conversation and our webinar. So as a token of our gratitude, we are excited to give away $100 worth of a voucher. So we will be having 3 lucky winners for that, and 1 lucky winner for a Nintendo Switch 2. So all you have to do is scan the QR code located on the lower left of your screen. I will be giving you just 2 minutes to answer and submit. Once you are done, do say done here on the chat box below to let me know. So timer starts now. Once again, just 2 minutes to scan the QR code located on the lower left of your screen for a chance to win $100 worth of Amazon or Grab voucher and 1 lucky winner for a Nintendo Switch 2. So best of luck to all of you. I will be saying the winners in a short while. We do have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. So if you haven't yet, do answer our survey here on the screen below. Just scan the QR code located on the screen below. And I can see a lot of people saying done already. So let's go. Let's answer the survey for a chance to win our lucky draw. I'm super excited to be announcing the winners. Who will it be? And I have a lot of questions. What game will you play at the Nintendo if you get the Nintendo Switch? And I can see a lot of people saying done already. All right. So in just a short while, we will begin our lucky draw. Best of luck to everybody. I can see people saying completed the survey. I love the energy. Let's keep that energy up. Good vibes, good energy. It attracts good fortune. So let's see if you are the lucky winner for today, down to the last 30 seconds of our time limit. 30 seconds, you guys, for the chance to enter our lucky draw. So I'll be giving you over 20 seconds now at this point. And I see a lot of people are already saying done. Best of luck to everyone. We still have a lot of attendees here right now. So I know that everyone's excited. So you have a lot of competition for today's webinar. And last 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and we are done. That officially closes our QR code. All right. So now we are moving over to our first lucky winner of the $100 worth of voucher, Amazon or Grab voucher, goes to Kedar Walunj, National Stock Exchange of India. I hope I'm saying your names correctly. So our first lucky winner of the $100 Amazon or Grab voucher goes to Kedar Walunj. And he did say yes, so I'm so glad I said your name correctly, and congratulations to you. Moving over to our second lucky winner of our $100 worth of Amazon and Grab voucher goes to... who could it be? Let's see. We have the second winner, Ramohan Sundaram from Home Finance. Ramohan Sundaram. Congratulations to you. That is our second lucky winner of the $100 Amazon and Grab voucher. And moving over to our last winner for this voucher. Once again, last winner for this voucher goes to... let's see who our lucky winner will be for today's webinar. By the way, we will be going over our list of winners. And we have the third winner already, Alfaf Ahmed Syed. Alfaf Ahmed Syed, congratulations to you. You are the last winner of our $100 Amazon and Grab voucher. I'm so happy for all of the winners for today. And congratulations, but we're not ending yet. Like what I said earlier, we have one lucky winner of the Nintendo Switch 2. Once again, one lucky winner of the Nintendo Switch 2. We have, let's see who our winner is. And we have Christine Nicole Beato from Maxicare Healthcare Corporation. Congratulations once again to Christine Nicole Beato from Maxicare Healthcare Corporation. Super congratulations to all of our winners. And for you to claim your prize, don't you worry, because we will be in contact with all of you. We will be in contact with all of the winners today. And congratulations once again to all of you. And thank you so much for being with us here at Hitachi Vantara. Once again, I'm Ella Gomez. Thank you and goodbye.
Data is the building block of sustainable growth and innovation. Through powerful emerging technologies, Hitachi Vantara is turning data into the most valuable currency of your business. Your digital future demands powerful and resilient infrastructure solutions that make your data agile and stable, accurate and transformative, accessible and impactful. To solve the world's most critical challenges and advance business growth, forward-thinking companies choose Hitachi Vantara. Hitachi Vantara, the data foundation for innovation.